Hello, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the second edition of The Lens of a Life Lived Differently. Today, we are talking about toxins. So yesterday, we had talked a little bit about, sorry, just adjusting here. Yesterday, we had talked about self-care, being able to take care of ourselves so that we can better take care of those that we love, the people around us, right? So I'm just popping in, kind of keeping track over here on Facebook. If you are on, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the bell so that you're subscribed and you always get notified whenever I'm popping on here. We're going to be doing this series at least for the rest of this week and potentially into next week. So it's something that I just feel really, really passionate about. And I know that there is a lot of gold nuggets in here that are really going to hopefully help you as well. So that's my goal. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Share with a friend if you are finding value in everything. And just as we're waiting for people to pop on here, I just want to be able to put our title up here. Yep, The Lens of a Life Lived Differently. Now, if you are on Facebook, you are going to see, this is a little business, taking care of a little business, right? You are going to see, it'll say part 2, it'll say Toxins Out, People, Places, and Things, and then it talks about StreamYard. So StreamYard is just what I'm using. That's the platform that I'm using to be able to be in a couple places at once. So if you're on my Facebook page, please go ahead and click that link there. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow your comments to show up for me here at home. That's all it's doing. Right? It's not going to take you down some rabbit hole or anything like that. It's just giving StreamYard permission to show me your comments. So that would just be super helpful. Then I wouldn't be going like this back and forth. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Okay, so these talks that we're going to be doing on the Lens of a Life Lived Differently are going to be just quick little snippets and short. So I'm going to really honor your time. I know for a lot of people, this could be just a quick break that you're having, a little afternoon break. And so I definitely want to jump right into it. So toxins, people, places, and things. They're everywhere. Toxins are everywhere. And sometimes it's the toxic people in our life. Sometimes it's the toxic work environments, toxic places that we go. And at other times, it is the toxins that we fill our homes and our bodies with. Okay. So we want to touch on each one of those. So first of all, one of the hardest ones is, what do you do when you encounter toxic people in your life? Because we know who they are. We know them. We've seen them. We've experienced them. We have them. Sometimes they're our closest friends or somebody that lives in our house with us. And so what do you do with toxic people, right? It's very hard. I can't just say to you, well, get rid of them. I mean, what if that toxic person is your parent, right? You can't just get rid of your parents. Hopefully this doesn't distract you. My diffuser is going and it just keeps pouring like steam. Nothing's on fire. We're okay. All right. Yeah, today I have grapefruit and purification and all of the immune boosting things that we're diffusing today. So it's great. So what do you do when the people in your life are toxic? And what if it's somebody that you can't just easily eject out of your life? So let's talk about friends, for example, first. If you have friends who are toxic, and the way that you know that they're toxic is because they don't have your best interest in mind, and you hesitate before you tell them things that are going on in your life. Even if they're some of your closest friends, you hesitate because part of you believes or knows that you're going to get judged. They may not understand your choices. They may not agree with your choices. They may want you to do things a different way. And so they judge you for the choices that you make. And if you feel judged by them, or you have in the past, it means you hesitate. There's like that physiological reaction that your body has when you think about it, when you see their name come up on the caller ID, or when, there's an email from them, or when you're getting ready to go out with them and do something with them. Your body has this physiological reaction to it. And that's a pretty telltale sign that this potentially is the toxic relationship in your life. And if that's the case, then there are steps that you can take to back yourself up and also to protect yourself. It's very important that you do that. Even if this is a family member, that you are able to protect yourself to keep those toxins at bay. One of the first ways that you're going to be able to protect yourself is to know who you are. Okay. If you are always saying, I'm too fat, I'm too out of shape, I'm too ugly, I'm not talented, I'm not a good housekeeper, I'm not a good wife, I'm not a good mother. Sub that in for husband if you're one of the guys watching today, always comparing ourselves to other. And then they reinforce that. That's going to be really hard to overcome. And it's not going to be easy. So the lens of a life lived differently is someone who is working on their mindset all the time. You are telling yourself constantly the reality, which is you are fearfully, wonderfully made. You are gifted. You are talented. You are beautiful. Even when I am on a quest to get rid of weight, if I put on some extra pounds and I want to get rid of them, or I'm sitting where I am right now with lots of weight to lose, I say to myself every day, I am my ideal weight. Because today I am the weight that I am. And today I am my ideal weight in this moment. I can't be any other way. So I'm accepting myself in this moment. Does it mean that I don't work on getting where I want to go, reaching my own goals? No, of course not. But it does mean I'm my ideal weight right now, right? Telling yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, you're worth it, any of these things. I'm beautiful. I made a little joke out of it some years ago. I would get up in the morning, I'd go in the bathroom, I'd turn on the light and I'd be like, hello, beautiful. Good morning, gorgeous. And then that way, when someone else comes and criticizes you, you've already told your self-conscious you're beautiful. You've already told yourself that you are gorgeous, and you are. So it's just a tool that you can use. Mindset is a very powerful tool that you can use when overcoming toxic people in your life. When it is a relative, say it's your mom or your dad, and they judge your parenting, or your house is never quite clean enough, or you never send the gift on time, or whatever, right? Whatever it is, you can find ways to distance yourself. I have someone in my life that was like that was kind of always judging, or I felt, I can't even say for sure that she was, but I always felt like anything I did was judged. When it came to like gift giving or sending things, I'm really bad about getting things in the mail, so I just don't anymore. And I just say, hey, listen, I am going to give you your gift when we're together next. That might not be for 6 months, but you know what? We're going to celebrate when we're together. And, it's become a thing in my life. And I really actually love to physically give somebody something. Is that to say that I never send anything in the mail to anybody? No, but I'm really not great at it, and it can't have a deadline. So it's always just a surprise blessing when it arrives for you, right? Give yourself the grace to do that. And if it's a family gathering, like a holiday or so on and so forth, you just need to know, you give yourself the talk, right? Give yourself a time limit. Make sure everyone in your family knows what time you are leaving. Okay. Stay out of the room with that person, right? So if you guys are all, everyone's in the living room jib-jabbing, and maybe you're in the dining room close by, but not quite right in the middle of it, right? You just kind of remove yourself and limit your time. That's some of the ways that you're going to help keep yourself from the toxic people. People aren't always going to understand your choices. My husband and I are in the process of getting ready to sell our home and move into an apartment. Not everybody gets that. I mean, we've had quite a few people that don't understand our choices. They don't understand what we're doing, but it's okay, because we know that we are doing what is best for us. And we know that because we are giddy excited about it. We're not doing it out of duress. We're doing it because it's right for us. And it's very important to know that. So people can get on board, or they can get off the train. It doesn't matter, because we have to do what is best for us. And that is going to be a life that's lived very differently. People our age don't usually do this. They don't usually sell 80% of what they own or give it away. They don't usually leave their house and go into an apartment or a condo or a townhouse until they're much older. People don't usually at our age choose not to own a home if they can. Right. And this is just step one for all the different ways that we're going to be living differently. So I just want to encourage you, if you have the yearning or the longing to do things differently, and you know that there's people who are going to judge you and hold you back, then maybe you need to remove those people from your life so that you can live your life differently the way that you want to. Right. And if you've never been a follower and you've always been a leader, then lead others to a life different. Live differently. Right. Okay. So the other thing is toxic places. This is a toughie because it's not like I can say if you are in a toxic work environment that you just need to leave, just quit, right? That's not what I'm saying. But you need to have a plan, an exit strategy, right? You don't ever need to stay anywhere where you are being treated poorly and being over abused at work, or it's an uncomfortable work environment for other reasons. There's a whole bunch of reasons. But if you are constantly exhausted, if you are constantly depressed, if the thought of going to work makes you nauseous, when Friday is such a relief, and then you have Friday night to recover, and then the first morning of Saturday to just be like but then by midday Sunday, you're already stressed and your stomach's in knots because you have to go back on Monday. That is a very toxic place to live, and you need to find your way out of that situation. So what I encourage you to do in that case is to dream a little. What else would you want to do? What would bring you joy and fulfillment while still enabling you to make a living, right? Even if it's something that you're like, I would love to do that, but I'm not qualified, or I can't do that, or that ship sailed, or whatever it is that you might say to yourself. I want you to write it down anyway. Write it down anyway. I have a beautiful friend who may or may not watch this, but at some point in the last couple of years, she decided that she wanted to be a teacher. And she's older than I am. And she just knew that this is what she wanted to do. So she's gone back to school, and I've watched her work very, very hard at working full time in a school, because she works in a classroom. And so she's in as an aide right now in a classroom, but she really, truly wants her own classroom. She wants to teach. She wants to be her own teacher. She's gone back to school. I have so much respect for that. I just love it because it's a dream that she has that she took action steps toward. You can't just say, I'm going to be a teacher, and then expect to be a teacher a month later. There's steps that you have to take, like anything. So if you are not happy where you are and you want very much to get somewhere else, it's writing it, speaking it out loud, it's making an action plan and making it happen so that you can remove yourself. And it might not be in a month. It may not be 6 months. Maybe next year you can start. But if you don't do something right now to change it, you're not ever going to be in a different place. So I love you so much, but got to take the action steps now in order to get to where you want to go. And so I want to encourage you to do that. And then finally, when we're talking about toxins, we have to take a few moments to discuss all the toxic things in our house, in our homes, the things we put in our body, the things we put on our body, the things that we have smelling wonderfully around our house, the things we wash our clothes in, et cetera, right? The chemicals that are in our lives right now, be through air fresheners, fabric softener, dishwasher detergent, your shampoo, your, moisturizer, your makeup, everything is filled with toxins, and our bodies were not designed to be able to work those out, right? So it is so, so very important that we take steps. We always say every toxic chemical out is, and you replace that with something non-toxic, whether it's Norwex, cleaning cloths, or whether it's, in my case, thieves cleaner. We clean everything, our floors, our counters, our windows with thieves, right? And not only am I cleaning and it's disinfecting everything, but it's boosting my immune system at the same time, which I think is great. And so just being able to do that, being able to switch out the things that you're putting, especially us ladies, sometimes we put upwards of 80 chemicals in or on our body before breakfast. Right? And if you don't eat breakfast, the number just keeps climbing before you eat again, right? But thinking about the things that we are ingesting, are you feeding your body like we talked about yesterday with those living things that have probiotics and prebiotics in them? Those, are you, why can't I remember? Oh, Ezekiel bread. Like, why can't I remember the name of that bread? I was tripping on it yesterday too. So grains that are living, right? When your bread needs to be refrigerated, it's because it's alive and it's going to help to bring your body life. So getting rid of the cleaners, getting rid of the bleach, getting rid of the things that is like so hard for your body to be able to go through. The fabric softener and the stuff that makes your clothes smell so great, it's just outgassing in your closets and it's taxing your body. So giving your body the best chance possible. When I first started getting all the toxins out of our house, the first person who thought I was insane was my husband. He's like, where's the Clorox? I was like, that is a thing of the past. He's like, no, bring it back. Right. So we had a little bit of war there. And, so it was the cleaners. And then it was in our bathroom. He's like, where's my toothpaste? I'm like, you have new toothpaste, darling. Right? And then that's, off to the kids. I was like, converting everybody little by little, but people did think I was just a little bit crazy. But that was the lens of the life that I wanted to live differently from others, differently from maybe the way that I was raised. The things that we used when I was younger are not the same as the things today. So it's not like my parents were like, oh, let's poison our children. It's different today. It's, When we look at the chemicals that are banned in like overseas, in Europe, for example, I forget what the number is, but it's crazy high, like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of things are banned in products and on food, sprays, chemicals, whatever. In Europe, here in the States, 11 of those same. If you took the whole list from Europe, brought it to America, 11 of those things would be banned here in our country. If you want to live differently, you have to take responsibility for your own. You are the gatekeeper of your own home. So, I'm trying not to point or preach. I'm just saying that we are people who are ready to live differently. I'm passionate about it. For me, it started with the chemicals in our homes and our products, finding healthy alternatives. I'm a Young Living person. I use it for everything, and we don't really get sick in our family. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I have to attribute it to the fact that our bodies can fight for themselves. But I have a lot of friends who are using the Norwax. They're not using the chemical cleaners anymore, getting it on their hands and absorbed into their body. I have people who are making their own perfumes with essential oils and things like that. They're not spraying all the chemicals, to make themselves the body sprays in the Bath and Body and all of that. And my good friend, she makes her own hand soap and dishwasher soap and dish soap. And I always love it. I was like, why does your hand soap just feel so good? And she's like, so there you have it. There are so many different things that we can do to get the toxins out, but it is going to require us to live differently. So if you are ready to do that, to live differently, stay close, because we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep giving you tools. In fact, this Saturday, depending on when you're watching this, today is March 23rd. It's a Wednesday, it's a Tuesday. So this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sherry's my accountability partner. Her and I are both on a quest to live life differently. We are going to be doing a Zoom together. So people are going to be able to get on and we're going to be able to talk and share some things with you and give you some tips. And we're going to do five steps, right, to living a life differently, looking at it through a lens that is suddenly in very clear focus. You don't have to stay in this, we look through this camera of wanting to be healthy and it's just blurry. We're not sure who to believe, or what to believe, especially now with everything going on in our life. Who do we believe? What do we do? Vaccination, no vaccination, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's hard. So we want you to be able to look through a lens that is going to bring everything into focus for you. Not that her and I have every answer, but we do have some tools and we'd love to share them with you. So I think in the comments of this video, I'm going to go ahead and post the link for that Zoom. So stay tuned for that. And I think this will be good. So let me see what Carrie has to say. I know someone will work situation you just described. Yeah. Please find a way out. Yeah. So Carrie commented, hopefully you can see that. The other Carrie, the 2.0, the better version. This person posted job is so, yeah. So her friend who we'd been really praying for left, finally was able to leave the job. And it's like someone flipped a switch when it's just he's a whole new person, which is just beautiful. So yes, but have a plan, right? Don't come back and be like, Carrie, you told me to just leave my job. No, I didn't. I said, start taking the steps now to leave your job so that you can do things differently. When I first started teaching, I thought I'd be teaching. I was going to be a career teacher. I mean, I had at one point 350 students. I was a music teacher. I had 2 schools and I had every grade. And I loved having the ability to affect so many children's lives. It was beautiful to me, but it was a very toxic work environment. And I lasted 6 years, 7 years maybe. And then I just had to get out of that school. The other schools were beautiful experiences, but I just couldn't stay. And at that point, I knew that there were other things for me, the life that I wanted to build for myself. And I took the steps that I needed to get to where I am today, which is beautiful. I love being a life coach. I love being an essential oil coach and a health and wellness coach. I love it. And it just brings me such joy and fulfillment. So find whatever it is that you can do that is going to bring joy and fulfillment. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I went a little bit over, so I apologize for that. I do want to try to keep them like 15 minutes. So I'll have to get more concise moving forward. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, Carrie, especially. I know there's a few other people that have said hi. That just says Facebook user, so I have to figure out who that is. But thank you for granting permission. Whoever just typed, we love you. Thank you so much. I love you too, probably. I do. I love you too. It just says Facebook user in StreamYard. So, but thank you for granting StreamYard permission to let me see your comments anyway. But I do appreciate that. We'll figure out that tech side of it at some point. So let's keep doing this. I'm not 100% sure of my times for this, so I'll try to schedule them with enough advance notice that you get an alert that I'm going to be doing this. But the next couple of days are a little bit crazy. Oh, it's Julie. Aw, Julie, I do love you. And so that you'll get a little bit of an alert so you know that I'm going to be here. So yeah, but the next couple of days, it's not like I can say I'll be on at 1 or I'll be on at 2 because there's a lot going on. So I have a virtual retreat tomorrow, which is great, and an event at our church on Thursday in person. So that's going to be beautiful. And yeah, so that's great. And Anne is watching. Aw, I feel like, we just saw each other, Anne, this morning when I was on. So thank you so much for popping in and saying hello. I'm so glad to be here with you. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this series, A Lens of a Life Lived Differently. We're going to keep talking about it. And so I will see you tomorrow. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Be blessed. Do something for yourself.